vintage shopping in New York is great, and there's a lot of people have a lot of resources and have a lot of great ways of getting the best stuff, but it's unfortunately a little overpriced.
I like buying vintage clothes because they've got a history.
It's cheap and one of a kind. You can't go wrong, you know.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll take it.
And there are some really amazing places that have vintage, and there are some flea markets where you could find really interesting things, but there's so many collectors that it's getting rarer and rarer to find like really good vintage pieces.
It's right here.
I think that people like to shake things up, and the way that they do that is going to the past to look for things that are more unusual, one-of-a-kind pieces that they could just wear on the street, and people can be like, wow, where did you get that? And they can just say it's vintage.
We're in an age where everything is accepted in new ways, and everything can be recycled and worn in different ways, and people are expressing themselves by identifying with different time periods and people of those time periods, and so vintage clothing is a great way of expressing that, and I think it'll never die.
I mean, people have been doing this for decades. I mean, punk rockers, they went to secondhand stores as a rebellion. They wanted to look different. They wanted to change things up, and I think that's what people are doing right now too. And perhaps it has something to do with the economy as well. I mean, people tend to get more creative when the economy is not so good.
Vintage clothing has always been trendy as far as just people wanting to be different and unique.
I see a lot of ironic style, especially walking around Williamsburg. I'm glad that people are kind of ready to make fun of themselves a little bit. I think that's really important in dressing up. I think you should be ready to just poke a little bit of fun at yourself and not be too serious, and just be ready to look a little silly. I prefer to buy things from the 50s and 60s usually. Poofy dresses, things with bows on them, lots of lace, maybe some saddle shoes.
A nice graphic tee or a t-shirt that has a logo on it or says something cool is usually what I pick up.
I'm just looking for garments that are just in good vintage condition, and anything that's just very retro or floral and feminine. I like to buy vintage things because it's more unique. You know, you don't walk down the street and see another girl wearing it. You're like, oh my God, I want to die. I hate when that happens.